You will drown in eternal night.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to the very first edition of Kombat Talks Blood. Since this concept is still very new, let me bring you up to speed quick. As Man With No Game 45 and I started this podcast with the first episode of Kombat Talks, it was a lot of fun. Moving forward, we noticed very different styles we want to approach future episodes with, but instead of beating us up over it, we decided to split the Kombat Talks into two separate monsters. On Man With No Game 45's channel you will find the Kombat Talks Black Edition, and I will host Kombat Talks Blood. But no worries, every few episodes we will come together for the ultimate Kombat Talks Black Blood, where you will get both of us together again. Many interesting topics are still to cover, many creative community members' voices have yet to be heard. And that brings me directly to my first guest for today, and I personally have been looking forward to this moment for a long time. He's not only an amazing content creator, but also a true veteran who played Mortal Kombat Mobile since the beginning of time. He entertained the community with his videos for years until YouTube and the FTC's copper law impacted his channel on an unimaginable scale. And today he is here to talk about the Black Dragon Tower event. Everybody, please welcome the mastermind, the legend, the one and only GameTimeGaming, also known as GTG. GTG, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Casey. Thank you so much for that intro. Wow. That's I hope I live up to that. Awesome.
No worries. That will be fun.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me on this. Like I said, I really like what you guys are all doing. I just wanted to be part of it, and I'm excited to finally sit down with you and do one of these. So
yeah, definitely. I'm absolutely looking forward to that, as I said. And at first I would say, where can people find you? What's your YouTube channel? What's your Twitter address? Leave it to people so they can directly look it up in case they want to search for that while they listen to this podcast.
Sure, yeah, good idea. So my Twitter is at GameTimeGaming1. You can find me there. Yeah, feel free to follow me. I usually put up some funny sketches every once in a while, and then try to keep everybody as informed as possible with the world of MK Mobile and sometimes MK11 as well. My YouTube channel is just GameTimeGaming. Sometimes you have to search a little hard to find it, but you will eventually find it, and feel free to subscribe to me there too. I'll try to put up videos as much as possible, but it is a tricky world out there, and sometimes it's hard to get those out on time. So
alright, then we have the big topic, of course, that we have all been waiting for, the Black Dragon Tower event. It just expired like 2 days ago while we are doing this recording right now. So what are your overall thoughts on the Black Dragon Tower event? How did you enjoy it?
So I definitely enjoyed it. I think we were talking back and forth, and I love the towers. It's really nice to see another tower come along with a whole new set of gear, and actually 2 new fatalities. And really, I've enjoyed all the towers thus far, and I do think it's a good direction for the game, as it did feel there for a while. It was getting kind of stale. Nothing was really happening, and then finally they came out with these towers. But more specifically, back to the Black Dragon Tower, there were a lot of changes I noticed I liked, and there are also some that I didn't enjoy, but I'm sure we will get into those later on in this talk.
Absolutely. My overall thoughts with kind of all of these events have always been like, it's technically just the Shao Kahn's tower in a new dress.
Yes.
With maybe inspired by some of the boss fights we get from challenges, because like these boss fights are pretty much the same. Just of course that they toned them up in terms of difficulty.
Right.
Like the higher you progressed in the tower. But for example, okay, the Tower of Horror had none of those, but Lin Kuei Tower already was pretty much like identical. Like a fusion between Challenge and Shao Kahn's Tower.
Yes.
Plus gear drops, which was always very welcome.
Yeah, I've noticed the differences between these towers, compared to the last Lin Kuei Tower and the Tower of Horror, it's interesting to see how each tower has been changing and almost adapting from the previous, both in difficulty and just how the marketing and sales have also adapted to that.
Yeah.
As an example, Casey, for the first Tower of Horror, it was incredibly easy in terms of difficulty, and the gear drop rates actually seemed pretty good. And then we had the Lin Kuei Tower where the fights became more difficult, in my opinion, and the drop rates weren't nearly as good as the one before, but they weren't terrible either. Then obviously now we have the Black Dragon Tower. They brought us 2 towers with different levels of difficulties, and the drop rates were horrendous, in my opinion. If you're looking for coins, this was definitely the tower for you. If you're looking for
definitely.
gear,
Although I noticed we got way less of those silver and bronze special attack level up cards this time around. I mean, I still appreciate more to have coins instead of a bronze level up card, which was completely useless to us.
Yeah, at least you can do something with the coins. The bronze power up and level up, they just sit in the cache in your game somewhere, just piling up.
Yeah.
I don't know how many I got, but there's probably 1,000 by now in there. So.
Yeah, I was the same here. Like, I did that once on Twitter where I just was recording a video and then been scrolling through all of those and just like, how many of those do we still need? And people said, like, I cannot even watch that video, I'm getting woozy, Like,
it is. That's what I was going to say. It's almost dizzying. It's just like a never-ending rows of these things. And they never end. I hope someday that they do allow you to exchange those for something. If you get 100 of them, you can maybe level up to the next
yeah, but then they also need to implement like a button is like sell 500 at once.
Right. Yes, 100%. That
because if we have to sell them one by one, like it is with most of the stuff here in the game, we will go crazy just by selling them.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be tired of that after about 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't know how long I'd be able to do that. So, but going back to just the changes in these 3 towers that we had so far, and let me know your opinion on this too. It's almost like the developers were listening to the feedback from the players and then trying to adjust things to keep them playable and manageable for all levels of players. But then obviously, it seems like sales and marketing, as they always do, they kind of got their hands in it and put that corporate accent or that 2.0 surprise on it. Just knowing that you will need that gear to help you as you climb the tower and to unlock the brutalities, but just making it damn near impossible to get unless you fork over some money and buy the packs, and then it's not even. So it's I don't want to rip on it too much because having 2 towers while draining my souls, it was a good way for all players to have fun. I feel all levels of players have fun, as well as getting a guaranteed diamond drop from Fatal 100 was really nice. So.
I even did the math a few days ago, like as the tower event ended, and it seemed like we had this event up for like 68 days. And considering that I have been refreshing both towers every day, which means every day I spend 600 souls on just that tower.
Yeah.
The final outcome was like 40,800 souls spent on this tower. Now, of course, also considering that my Black Dragon Cato was already maxed since he was a gold card. He was my very first gold card to be maxed out, because with this guy I've been beating my very first challenges as a bloody noob. The reward system in the normal tower, I was basically just playing it for the fight number 110 rare gear drop. And besides that, just hoping that something else drops in between. And I feel here we already reached like one of the most important points. It was kind of horrendous in terms of drop rates if you didn't hit that spot where you got the guaranteed drops in here. Which was mostly common stuff though, which was very, very disappointing. Because that was stuff that also dropped in the previous towers without any problems, or we were able to max those pretty easy at some point after we finished the towers a few times.
Right.
The only thing that would have really been interesting and made the difference would have been rare gear drops and of course the epics. I kind of liked that they included one epic drop at the final match in Fatal.
Yes.
But the epic gear drops have been so rare in 9 times I've completed both towers, I got one single epic gear drop in between. Everything else was only from the final battle in match 200 Fatal.
I was lucky enough to actually get, I think it was a buzzsaw. I think I got one buzzsaw from like fight 182 or something. And up to that point, I thought it was just a myth. Like I didn't know if people were just trolling us when they said they got one in between. But then it did finally drop. With the Black Dragon tower or gear out of the question, one thing I did really enjoy was the fact that you were seeing a lot of rare equipment drops just for normal characters. I would think that would have helped. I think that would have helped new players immensely.
So you're speaking stuff like Santo Blade and
Rusty Chainsaw. I was able to max out my Rusty Chainsaw, which
nice.
How long ago did Leatherface come out?
True.
So it was before 2.0, anyways. It was actually right before that, actually.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of neat. Like you said, the guaranteed epic drop at 200 was really nice. One thing I didn't tell you this, but after the Lin Kuei Tower, I did tweet out that I was kind of giving my little short review of the Lin Kuei Tower, and one thing I said was I would like to see a guaranteed epic drop at the last battle, and I don't know if I influenced that or if that was in the works already, but I was happy to see it. It was a nice change overall to at least get something for your hard work going up all the way to that tower.
Well, technically we had that in the Lin Kuei Tower since it dropped the scepter and the bracers always together.
Yes,
but aside from the scepter, there was of course no other guaranteed epic drop. Those were kind of, you were relying on those to drop in between.
Right, yeah, and I forgot about that, and it was nice that they rotated it.
This time it was 4 epics that took turns, or 3 in my case.
I was going to say, one of those didn't take a turn at all, it just kept reappearing, so...
I actually saw that for many players, that there was always one gear piece missing and it didn't drop regardless of how many times you completed the tower. Like some never got the buzzsaw, some never got the Cybernetic Heart. I never got Smuggler's Luck, and I was really getting more frustrated with every turn.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how they get you. They push you.
Yeah, that's how they get you to buy these packs.
Exactly. They push you towards that, and unfortunately, that's just the business model they are going after hard for some reason. So must be.
I kind of remember pretty much like at the beginning, Man with No Game 45 was buying 4 of these packs. Mm-hmm. And I think he got maybe 1 epic or something out of that, and the rest was more like uncommon stuff. So even he was very frustrated having to spend real money on that thing. Yes. And I'm always thinking, the moment when you spend real money, then please get guaranteed rewards.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's gonna improve the loyalty of your customer. First of all, if you're looking to retain players, that's one way to do it. One way to not do it is to screw with them.
Yeah, it's still the same kind of casino action that's going on, despite you paying real money.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's real. It's like a real casino then.
I would really think it would be okay for free-to-play players that these drops are random and stuff like that, and that it's harder for us to obtain them. But I think the moment you really open your wallet and take out your credit card and type in that number and really get rid of some of your hard-earned money, then there should be definitely a guaranteed reward. Even better, they tell you exactly what you are paying for.
Right, yeah. There's
just when you pay $20, you will guaranteed get 3 epic pieces of gear, maybe 5 of the rare ones, plus 7 uncommons or something, whatever it might be. And then you sit there and say yeah, that price is worthy to me, I will do that. But if you are investing money, you pay $20 or something, and then you get all uncommon gear.
Yeah.
And then you think that cannot be right. You pay 20 again, and then you get maybe 1 rare.
Yeah.
It is you paid already $40, So you got 1 gear piece that would be guaranteed in fight number 110 of the normal difficulty, so not even the hard tower. Mm-hmm. But then you're starting to get really frustrated, and I can absolutely see that many people just drop out of this game and say I'm fed up.
Yeah.
Do whatever you will, I'm out of here, uninstall, goodbye,
Yes. Yep. Like I said, if they want to retain customers, I think they really need to change their look on how they're providing these equipment packs and characters, and I think that's a whole nother conversation we can have. But
absolutely,
yeah, we could go on for hours about that. But back to the tower. One other thing I really enjoyed was that they throw in these extra challenging fights. You know, like in Lin Kuei Tower, was it 194? That was like a really challenging boss or battle. And then
this time it was 186.
186, yeah.
And so 195.
Yes, yeah, both of those were. Was the 195 the one with the assassins, or am I?
Yeah, right. 195 were the 3 assassins, and 186 was the one with Strikeforce, Scorpion.
Yes.
Plus Jason and Jade, I think.
And they power up.
Power up like crazy.
Yep.
I did a video on both of them. Is like my take on them.
Yep. I think what I like about those, Casey, is that they test your knowledge and skill in the game, and it really separates a veteran player with a maybe even just an okay roster or a robust roster from a noob that might have purchased a maxed out roster. You know,
absolutely.
It's going to separate them right there.
Like if you don't know how to react and when to click what and maybe what gear to use in that moment, you know, like maybe when there is like a Jade who constantly powers up and loves to do her special ones, how about using the bloody Shogun armor against her, you know, something like that.
Right, or who to tag in and snare
an
opponent at the right time.
Knowledge of the talent tree would also be something.
Yes,
weak point attacks in combination with Injustice 2 Raiden, you know, something like that.
I've learned more just from this tower in terms of the talent tree from you and Man with No Game 45 than I have in the past years, just because I've been watching your guys' videos on them, which are great. And that's another thing I kind of wanted to bring up is those kind of fights do bring the community together, and it gets us discussing what characters and gear to use, as well as what tactics work the best, and that's really, I think I get more out of that than I do the game itself. I love seeing people work together from all around the world on focusing all their talent and energy on figuring out how to overcome one of those challenging fights. It's fun. It's fun to see. So,
especially with the Black Dragon Tower, at the beginning I've been using kind of the same strategy that I had with Lin Kuei Tower. So a very strong focus on special one, always using my Cold War Sub-Zero, you know, stuff like that, and then really just dealing damage with the Scepter on frozen opponents and stuff like that. But then at some point, Man with No Game shared that team around it, like with classic Liu Kang, Injustice 2 Raiden, and Strikeforce Scorpion to save them. I think the original creator was Lefteris MKM or something, whatever that name is on Twitter.
Yeah,
I followed that dude a few days ago. Absolutely great guy when it comes to sharing knowledge and coming up with strategies. And I've been trying them out, like especially with the buzzsaw on Liu Kang in combination with Shao Kahn's helmet to get the crit chance, just to get Liu Kang to speed. And once this guy is on speed, you know, like he's unstoppable.
Oh, he's unstoppable.
Even though my Liu Kang is only Fusion 8, he was not even maxed out, but he was killing it. I've took down match 200 like in one take, even with the Fusion 8 Liu Kang. It's like, wow. That's great amazing. Team, man. Absolutely kudos to you if you're listening to this. I was happy with it.
Yeah,
so thanks for sharing.
I've never been more jealous of not having a maxed out classic Liu Kang, or just, I think mine's at level 3, and my Injustice.
Okay, that's hard.
And so I tried that team, and it did. He was doing just tons of damage, but you do get to a certain level of fight, and it's just like, okay, I got to switch back to my other team that I was maining. So the team that I was maining was Undead Hunter Johnny Cage, Shao Kahn, and Cold War Sub-Zero. Those were the 3 characters that I was just steaming through, and I put the Buzzsaw on Undead Hunter, and once he could get his special 1-up and just get fast, he could corner opponents so fast. And I think that Buzzsaw really enables, if you have an opponent cornered, they don't even have a chance to recover. Before they get off the ground, you're hitting them again. So I know we'll get into the tower gear here in a little bit, but it's
one thing we have not covered yet, and we can just push that little topic in between, is that random diamond drop in Fatal Match number 100, which I very much appreciated. Yes. I liked that change in this Black Dragon Tower, which was like a new thing to come. which we didn't have in either Tower of Horror or Lin Kuei Tower before. So
Right.
that was absolutely great because it was really that random diamond drop.
Yeah.
And it finally gave me my Strike Force Scorpion, the final copy, to max him out.
That's a beautiful thing, and it really is it was the easiest way to get a diamond. I mean, there's no argument there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I got a lot of sellbacks actually from that tower, but it was still nice to get the extra souls.
Yeah, at the beginning, like the first 3 or 4 runs, I completely had sellbacks and already was frustrated with that one too.
Mm-hmm.
But then suddenly there was Strike Force Scorpion, and like in between I think I got a Ronin Takeda, which I don't care for at all.
Sure.
When I see Ronin Takeda, I'm always thinking, why is this guy coming up with lightsabers? You know, it's a Ronin variation. How about middle-aged, traditional... You know, Ronin Kitana does it very well, even Ronin Kenshi. And Takeda comes with his Star Wars lightsabers. Like, what is going on? It's like, it's so out of place.
Although his special 2 is pretty cool. I
It looks good, absolutely, but it just doesn't make any sense in terms of a feel of Middle Ages.
Right, not one bit.
Japanese outcast style, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think Scorpion was teaching him that, you know.
Right, yeah. I think when they dropped Ronin Takeda, I think that was when they were building those like Circle of Shadow, Strike Force. I think they're like, okay, we gotta figure somebody out for this Ronin team, and they kind of dropped him and Kitana in there as a filler, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah.
But I have to say, like, many people really have a problem with the Ronin team in general. I love Ronin Kitana. I love the way she plays. She's kind of very smooth on her basics, and the chaining is kind of really good. The special 2 does a hell of a damage, and also the causing bleed effect. She still has the power drain on special 1, unlike here Day of the Dead Kitana, for example, or the Circle of Shadow Kitana variation, where they already took away the power drain. But she still has that, so it still feels like a Kitana. And on top that amazing special 2 animation, I mean, we gotta give kudos there too. It looks good.
It does.
Once she gets up in the air, you know, and then you do the double circle tap, and then she just crashes down with that double fan slice. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, you gotta love the double circle tap special event too, or quick time event, because that is one of the easier ones to max out. The diagonal swipes, like Kano's special 2, is like, oh, there's no way I'm getting 100 on this unless I.
That's the thing I don't understand. It's like when they already made Cutthroat Kano a diamond, becoming now Black Dragon Kano, and they still left that corner swipe. I mean, everybody knows the entire community hates corner swipes.
It's terrible, yeah. It's like the one I have problems with is that.
Regardless if I play it on my phone or my pad, like in most of the cases, I'm just getting to 35% or something. No matter how hard I swipe, if I swipe circular, if I just strike along or something, it doesn't matter. The damage output is always like super low. I've already given that a hard call out in my review of Mournful Kitana. It's like, whereas this character with the corner swipe is just terrible. On top, you made her now a challenge character without really changing anything about her. That's like a 4 out of 10 to me, you know, like if she were just a regular gold character still, she would probably be just like a 6 out of 10. But as a challenge card, I mean, seriously, what the hell? This is just bad. This is just absolutely bad.
No, I normally have to spin my iPad like diagonally and try to attack it that way, and then quickly spin it back, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to do this much more. But,
Okay, then we have another topic up, and that's directly the brutalities of Kano and Cabal. I would say I'm absolutely a fan of Cabal's. I like the way that plays. You know, there was this meme going across on internet where you had like a picture of Legolas. You had Legolas at first, then you had a Lego version of him, you know, and then one without legs, and it said like Legolas, Legolas, and legless Legolas. And every time when Cabal is pulling off that brutality, I'm thinking like, legless Legolas,
Oh, I love it. Oh no, I was so excited to see, you know, more brutalities. That's the one thing I've always wanted in this game is brutalities. Other than stage interactables. I don't know if they can pull that off, but they kind of
I
had
don't
it.
even think that it would make that much of a difference.
Yeah, probably not. It'd be more just kind of like a eye-catchy thing.
I'm more worried about all the bugs that come along with that. You know,
That's
once
true,
they
yeah.
implement that, we know NetherRealm games. You know, once they
That's right.
they really start with the overall meta of the game, that thing will be terrible for weeks.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
they have no idea how to fix it in a short amount of time. Then probably the game will crash like every
Yep.
time somebody tries to use these
Yep.
interactables.
Tap on a gas or a garbage can to make it explode and your game crashes. And...
Yeah, exactly. Just like we had it with some other characters when they had a passive not working and the game crashed because of that, you know, and then they took like 6 months to fix it, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Wasn't the Kenshi X-ray was always bad?
The Kenshi X-ray was where he was kind of just changing the personality, where he just turned into a different fighter. But I'm speaking more of Classic Goro or something. When that passive kicked in, the game crashed. It was over.
Yep.
Either
And,
you defeated
Shinnok.
Classic Goro at the end of your battle, or a certain game crash was guaranteed for you.
Right. And I believe Shinnok's Special 2 also, right when he came out, was crashing the game as well.
Yeah, same as Punk Cassie Cage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they add one thing and break 3 things sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Next up we would have Cato's Brutality, the kind of head microwaving, if you will. You know, it's like it actually looks quite cool. I just don't like the urinating animation afterwards. It's not my style. It's more this kind of Borracho humor, and as you all know, I'm absolutely despising Borracho for just being disgusting. I mean, I don't mind it as much with Kano. It kind of totally suits his personality.
Right,
and,
that's
and
what
like
I was
this
gonna say.
this I don't give a damn attitude. You're dead, you know. Why don't I just step aside for a minute? You know, it's like But after a few times seeing it, it kind of gets already tired.
Right.
Whereas when I'm watching the head explosion animation, that never gets tired. That's always fun.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Plus, not to mention, it takes a while before you can continue. So you're sitting there watching, you're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
but it is awesome to laser someone's head off. I'm going to tell you.
Indeed. And it totally makes sense for his character as well. You know.
Oh yeah.
I really like how our little cutthroat Cato progressed. You know, first he became Diamond, and it was already like, wow, this guy really can pull off stuff now. Despite the bad corner swipe and stuff, but still, at least it deals bleed DOT.
Oh,
you know, but now with the Brutality gear and that extra combo ender, and then his general focus on combo ender with cripple and weaken, using him together with block breaking equipment. I mean, this guy is a killer now. He rips it apart. You know, it's like, wow.
It's really a rags to riches story for him. I mean, going from your passive is you cost less than other gold characters to basically being on one of the coolest teams, in my opinion, so far. The Black Dragon team is so fun to play.
Yeah, I've been playing that up and down in Faction Wars like every day. I started my dailies. Setting up my Black Dragon team, you know, just because I don't have to worry about evading characters. I can cause that cripple and weaken in between. I can pull off 2 brutalities in just one team. I have Tremor as opener, you know, who has absolutely no problem with incoming DOTs and snares and whatever. He just ignores those. I'm just giving him that ice bomb from Lin Kuei Tower, and then I just can tag out immediately to Kano, who has 2 bars of power, because he already gets the 2 bars of powers because of his 2 teammates. You know, wow.
Right. I love coming up against a team and seeing a Jade. I'm like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, absolutely. I really got used to fighting Jade, and it was not really that difficult to me.
Right.
But it's always like you have to change your style. You have to make sure to cancel combo enders. And sometimes you're so used to executing combo enders that you just do it by mistake because it's there, you know?
Yep.
And then she retaliates, and you go like, oh yeah, there was something. Damn, I should have paid attention.
Yeah, it's that damn vanishing winds of hers.
Now we don't have that problem anymore with the Black Dragon team. It's like it doesn't matter if you have a passive or not. Now she has no passive.
That's right. Yeah, just strip it right off of her, and then you could possibly either cut her legs off, or make her ground beef, or possibly laser her head off. So even better.
Well, I would say that leads us now directly into gear talk, and I would say, how about you start? What kind of gear pieces would you still be using now that the event tower is over? Thinking about maybe challenges, maybe faction wars, maybe other upcoming tower events that are not related to Black Dragon, but you still find that equipment so useful that you say, I might give that a try.
Right. Well, first of all, before I get into that, I just want to say it's really cool. I love the card artwork that they put into this, and just to see a whole new set of cards was really cool to see as well, and what attributes they have. So kudos to their art team, because they're doing an immaculate job on the art. In my
absolutely,
opinion.
I agree here. They all look beautiful.
Oh, they do, and I love that animation of when you finally get it maxed. You're like, oh, that's sweet. You know, like. Yeah. If I could do a video just on going from fusion level 9 to 10,
those transitions.
Yep, I would do it all the time. But I think what I'm going to start is just the ones that really stuck out to me, and that would be number one, the dragon teeth, the swords. Yeah. I really the 75% critical hit damage was awesome. In fact, I didn't even think that should have been in uncommon. I think maybe it should have been bumped up. There's one that
feels a little bit like the ice bomb, which was also like a super useful gear, and by the terms of use, it feels like at least a rare piece of gear instead of just uncommon. And the same was here with the dragon teeth. I agree.
Yeah, and I've been using that on my critical hit or critical damage team. Cyrax, Hat Trick Kung Lao, and your favorite Boraitro. So I'm just kidding. I threw that in there. I was like, I knew.
Yeah, I can take a joke. Don't worry.
The other one I would like to talk about is the Cybernetic Heart. Its ability to regenerate the 3 bars of power over 15 seconds when you're below. Is it 30? Well, I think that changes. So
on Fusion 0, it's 30%. I think, and as soon as you start fusing it, it goes upwards.
Right. So the stock card, that's what I have. So it's 30%. That's been really helping in faction wars, because I've taken your advice and Man with No Game's advice, and I've ditched the Revenant, I've ditched the Bone Shield. So having that on is helping my my more offense heavy talent tree build, because I'll have that there in case that whoever I have it on is damaged. I can tag someone else in, and he's just going to town building up power like crazy in the background, and I'll have that.
Although to be fair, I'm still the one who is defending the defense. Man with No Game is the one with the offense. I'm the one who says, like, Revenant, yes, but ditch the Bone Shield and go instead for Shaolin Last Stand to get that bar of power once you are on your last survivor.
Right.
And then also, like, in terms of defense section, I always try to get up to Lin Kuei Reverence to have a chance to reflect back the special 1 attacks by 30%, Yeah, especially when you're going into challenges or even faction wars, the AI usually uses special 1 the most. Right. And if you are capable of just reflecting back that damage, especially Jade, she kills herself on you each time she does a special 1. And then you just go with 1 basic hit and she is done for. Yep. And also the combination when you have Revenant Shield and then the Cybernetic Heart. Because every time you end up on Revenant, that thing will just start to power. If you are too slow to power, let's say you start from 0 power, then you can just tag him out and wait until he has his X-ray, and you are still safe, and you can still use the Living Dead armor on him as well, just in case Revenant does not kick in. And if it does, then you have like 2 extra chances on Kano, and he is absolutely unbeatable and unstoppable in that combination. So I'm always defending the defensive talent as well.
My bad.
When it comes to offense, I stop after precision. Just to have the combo enders, that's enough. Let's go back to defense and support.
Sure. Well,
now, of course, like for the tower events themselves, that might be interesting for some viewers. We changed that, of course. I've still been going with my Revenant and Shaolin Last Stand, but I've been canceling the support section completely and went either for a special 1 build. So we're talking Outworld Scourge and stuff like that. Or Champion of Edenia if you want to focus on special 2s.
Right. I think when the next tower comes around, I'm definitely going to rearrange.
Same here. The moment the tower event was over, I was going back to my original talent tree build. Like the spot, midnight. Yay, I can change back, and now I'm able to resist to stuff again and reflect and I was so happy to just go back to my talent tree because I really don't like the pure offense.
Yeah, I think that talent tree, and this is a whole another conversation. I really think that part of the game is overlooked a lot. I think that it should be kind of a living tree where you're constantly going in there and changing it, and trying to adjust it depending on what is coming through.
Like either with a few pre-loaded setups, like where you can choose maybe like your 5 favorite variations, and then you can just select which one is appropriate for the fights that you are planning to do. Like let's say you have a tower preset, you have a faction wars preset, you have one for challenges, so something like that, where you just can do one click and then choose that kind of setup for your characters, whatever game mode you are playing. Yeah. Or at least take away the 12 souls spent, like...
Yeah.
I mean, of course, when you're starting out, then it will not cost you 12 souls right away. I think the first 2 or 3 tries are even free. But then it starts with 5 souls, then you pay 7 souls, then you pay 10 souls. And finally, then at the end, you will always pay 12 souls if you just want to change a little bit in your talent tree. Right. And that's really annoying. I mean, it's not much. It's like just 1 hour of quests, for one single 1 hour quests. Right. On quest number 112, I make 13 souls each hour. So it pays directly for 1 complete refresh on the talent tree. But it's always the setting it up again. That's the annoying part too.
If there's one thing about NetherRealm, they love their souls.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to get them however they can. Yeah, no, that should be definitely another video. I think the last piece of equipment I have to cover is the Nomad's Buzzsaw, which I just absolutely love. It just changes. I haven't figured out who to really put it on. I put it on someone all the time, but I haven't figured out who I'm going to main with it, because every character it's on, it just changes the whole character entirely. It's a different character once that thing's on.
Like one of the most funny things was as the first few people really got their buzzsaw, and then suddenly I was facing a fast Baraka or a fast Shao Kahn, and I was like, what is going on here in Faction Wars? Like, wow.
I mean, Shao Kahn,
I mean, even Baraka and Shao Kahn play totally different once they have some speed.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, Shao Kahn's a diamond busting machine to begin with. Then you put that thing, and he's just tearing through. Classic Reptile is another character. If you haven't tried it on him, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I tried.
Holy cow.
I even made a video on that. Let's get Classic Reptile, and then I was using him like on Fusion 9 with the buzzsaw and with Shao Kahn's helmet, and then we played one match in Faction Wars. Yep,
it's a whole different character, and I really like that because I still have the rest of my roster to try that on it.
Yeah,
and who knows? You might kind of elevate a lower tier gold card up to somebody you might start maining just because of this extra piece of equipment that just enhances them so much. Marksman Kung Jin, I really try it on too, because he kind of has those combo runners that you can.
Yeah, he's lightning fast, definitely. Then just imagine he pulls them off with speed.
Yeah,
indeed. Yeah.
Probably gonna try that tonight, just because it sounds like fun. So,
but then I would also advise you to use like the Vial of Infinite Blood to have at least a block breaker.
Right.
Because when you are focusing on combo enders, always go with a block breaker. And since the Nomad's Buzzsaw is a weapon, then always go with the Vial of Infinite Blood as a counterpart.
Right. Just so you make sure you're getting in there, getting past that. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, definitely. I will definitely give that a try. It sounds like fun, but. Those are the three pieces of equipment that really stood out to me. The other ones, I had them on because of the damage boost it gave during the tower.
Yeah.
I don't even Stone Fist. I don't know if I use that much, but
Stone Fist is like a little problem for me. I think it absolutely makes sense on Tremor, but since Tremor would always be my opener. And Tremor is kind of a terrible card if you don't play him with block-breaking equipment, especially now with this aggressive AI. Mm-hmm. So usually I start giving him then like either Bladed Fan, so he can get some health back on Special 1 in combination with his Earth Elemental Face Mask, to make sure that he is resistant to all that stuff. And then going with Blaze's Life Force and the Ice Bomb at the same time. So sorry, Stone Fists, you're kind of out of the picture.
Yeah.
Unless I would use somebody else's opener, which would be kind of weird, because if you have Tremor, why would you even think of it? Unless you
Right.
have Dark Raiden. That might be an idea, when you see that somebody uses Blaze's Life Force, and you play Dark Raiden and Black Dragon Tremor in one team, then rather let's have Raiden the power instead of just resisting it,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, Dark Raiden is one of the.
But in that case, then the Stone Fist would make sense.
Yeah, definitely. The one I absolutely just did not like is the Psych Bomb, and I don't know. I'm sure you have mutual feelings on that one. But
Yeah, I think we all have.
yeah, I first of all, I didn't think it needed to be an epic at all. Maybe not even in.
It feels kind of like Meat's Cleaver in round shape,
Yeah, really. I think they're like, we want something that comes in and gets tossed.
What I actually like is when it actually stuns you. Like when you tag in and the bomb is tossed and then the stun effect works. In that moment it's nice because you get the free hit, but if that stun doesn't come directly, then it's kind of worthless, especially because it will not deal that extra damage when you play it in Faction Wars. In the tower, that's a different thing because you also get the health boost from that.
Yes.
So in towers I was using it, of course, but outside of towers I don't really see myself using it. Unless I'm playing it maybe in a challenge or something just to get rid of one by tagging it.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to use that much either. Down the road, who knows? Maybe I'll find a use for it. Maybe there's a character that's going to come out that
I
might
think once
apply
it's
to
maxed
better.
out, it might be more interesting because it also will have the soul medallion effect that you cut power cost of special 2s in half.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But aside from that, if it's not maxed out, I don't really see myself using it.
Same. I think I'm in the same boat with you there, so.
Yeah. Then we had Black Dragon Sword, by the way, the only weapon that gives you health.
Right.
So that's kind of a new implementation into the game, which was kind of neat. I mean, I will probably never use that thing either. But there are so many quests where you have to use health equipment to even get to 100%. And then using that Black Dragon Sword on the weapon slot, that already gives like a nice extra health. So if it's not useful in the fight for you, then you can at least make good use of it in quests.
I'm trying to remember, did it have the damage boost against fire, bleed? I think it had possibly something like that too, which is fun to mess around with characters that are already, like Scorpion, Just 2 Scorpion, where he's already dealing more damage to an opponent that's on fire.
So it will give you 50% basic damage boost against enemies affected by bleed, fire, or poison.
Okay, yeah.
So it might make sense on classic Reptile. When he constantly poisons teams and stuff like that, whether that you just give it to somebody who works with that. And of course also imagine it on Venomous Devourer once somebody is poisoned and she already has these extra damage boost things. Yes,
yeah. That one I could probably see using more than obviously Psych Bomb, but still.
The second part was 150% damage boost in Black Dragon Tower only, so that makes it kind of useless for Faction Wars and stuff. And aside from that, we have the 20% max health boost. That's all Black Dragon Sword does.
Yeah, it's probably won't be used a lot by any of my characters, but it's the next time this tower rolls around, I'll probably slap it back on whoever I'm maining at that point.
Yeah. What else did we have in the Black Dragon Tower? We had the Nomad's Deadly Vapors, which is one of Cabal's gear pieces that are needed to perform the Brutality for Cabal.
Yep.
I think aside from that, I didn't really find it that interesting at all. Of course, I was nowhere close to maxing that one out.
Yeah, I think I got to level 4 on that. It was very poison heavy. I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, it applies poison, something like that. Yeah.
Poison, 44% chance for 6 seconds, and then 16% chance to apply poison to an enemy after gaining speed. So it was very poison based on that, for that matter. But no, it's
it gave a little bit of health boost in the Black Dragon Tower as well. So on Cabal, it's fine, but I didn't see myself using it on anybody else.
Right. Nope, that's going to stick on Cabal, in my opinion. Obviously, for the fact he's going to get his brutality out of it, and I think it's going to help him more than anybody else at this point. Until I find somebody, maybe there's somebody down the road, but...
Aside from that, we had Cobras boxing gloves. That might be an interesting one, because it was also uncommon gear. And it already gives you 80% resistance to slow and stun, if I'm... Yeah, slow and stun.
Yep.
So 80% when maxed out if you use the Hawk Stance of the talent tree with 20% resistance to all debuffs. You are at 100% and already can guarantee that Circle of Shadow Liu Kang will not stun you at match begin.
Oh, very nice.
So that's already giving you the 100% chance to at least block.
Yep.
Or if you're fast enough, tag out.
Right. Oh, that's nice.
Then we had the damage boost in Black Dragon Tower, of course, and 50% basic damage boost. Which is now, it's not that uncommon because we already had quite some gear that can do that.
Yeah.
I would kind of think like I would rather have a block breaker instead of just the basic damage boost.
That would,
It's
yeah,
actually
that would
interesting.
definitely
We didn't get like a single block breaking weapon in this tower. I think the last block breaker weapon was really Reaper's End from Tower of Horror. I don't think we got one from Lin Kuei Tower, even though you could see the bracers kind of as a block breaker.
Yeah.
But only with a
kind of
30% chance or something, so it was not that incredible if you just use it for a block break purpose, but
yeah.
in this tower we didn't get any of block breaking equipment.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if they steered away from that for a reason, or what's the reasoning behind that, but
I think they want us to deal with the annoying AI.
I think you're probably right. Yeah. That's you probably nailed it there.
It's like we gotta make sure that our players are frustrated to the max.
We want
Otherwise they don't buy gear, you know?
That's right, yeah. That's exactly what the deal is. Oh. So, I feel like I may have mentioned this, but you and Man With No Game, you guys really know this gear down to its core. I'm learning from you guys, just kind of...
Well, in terms of Black Dragon Tower gear, I'm still learning because I haven't really looked into it that much.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm so quick to get it, or I want to get it, and then I slap it on a character just to keep proceeding up the tower, and then I almost like learn more afterwards because I'm going to be applying characters in Faction Wars, but yeah.
Well, then we had Scoundrel's Elbow Blades, the second part for Kano's Brutality gear.
Yes.
And then we have a 50% chance to apply Bleed when Cripple or Weaken is applied, and that's only Fusion 0. I think, is it like 80% or 100% once you maxed it out, but it's really solid.
So I'm
I
at
think
Fusion
it's
7.
even 100%.
I'd say I'm at 7 and it's 85%, so I would say it's close to 100 by the time you get to Fusion 10 on that, so...
Yeah, that one was also super helpful once you got it to higher fusion because it also had a solid health boost.
Right.
It gave you a damage boost as well. And you had the basic damage boost once the opponent had less than 30% health.
Yes. Yep.
That's a little bit like Kinder Eggs, you know? It's like excitement, play, and chocolate, you know? It's like, wow. It's like it has so many things at once.
Yeah, that's a decent piece of equipment there, in my opinion. I'll probably be using that more often.
Of course, on Kano, definitely, that's like a must. Now, Black Dragon Kano without elbow blades is like, what? Why wouldn't you? You know, and
that gear.
Yeah, and then the Bane, the Thorn in my flesh, Smuggler's Luck that I didn't get.
Oh yes.
I mean, we had the 30% chance to gain luck after Special 1, even though I heard from other players, especially on Twitter, once you fused that to level 1, that there was a bug that kind of makes that luck effect disappear like after just 5 seconds or something.
Oh, wow.
So that luck was gone in an instant as soon as you fused that piece of equipment.
Oh, interesting. So you're better off not having a Fusion level 1, maybe, until they get that fixed. Or...
On the other hand, you will deal more damage with every Special 1 attack that you perform, and that stacks up to 5 times. Which would be more interesting to me anyway, because like I never really cared that much about luck itself.
Right.
You know, like when a character, as you mentioned earlier, the Marksman Rujin, once he does his Special 2 and then gains luck, I never really felt that much of a difference.
Right.
You know, it's like he might get a better critical shot in there every now and then, but I never really felt like luck is such a game changer. The thing that I was most interested in, like once you max that out, you gain a Dispel on tag out. So in case you are poisoned, on fire, bleeding or whatever, and you just tag out and you don't have to worry again.
So I put this on my Undead Hunter Johnny Cage, and I was very reliant on his special one.
Absolutely, yeah, I can see that.
The power drain. And,
it's great
and I
on
tell
Johnny.
It worked really good on him. I was power draining like crazy. Not to mention,
I can also see it very good on Classic Scorpion.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or Dark Lord Kotal Khan. Everybody with those unlockable special one, just to get the maximum out of that damage.
Right. Yeah. I'm hoping they buff some of those Kotal Khans here coming up at some point. I feel like he needs something. He's kind of sitting in the shadows.
Although I have to admit, I'm absolutely a fan of Sun God Kotal Khan. I don't know why. I love the way he plays. I don't really like, because he kind of stumbles a little around on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But once you get into a fluid fight with him, and then perform that unblockable special too. And if you give him like Soul Medallion or something, and then just bump the shoulder afterwards, just the way this fight goes down, like special 2, special 1, tag out to somebody else, Exitus, wow.
They'll throw Nomad.
Kotal Khan does the job.
They'll throw Nomad Saw on him and see if it makes even more of
it might look even more funny because of the weird animation of on his basics, he might stumble
he's all
faster.
hopped up. He's all hopped up.
He might stumble somebody who's running when he's drunk.
Love to see that.
Indeed, that would definitely be a funny thing. We should try that out and maybe make a video on it.
I think you have something there. I think creates a whole new character, so it's going to look totally different for people that have been playing this for a while.
And I think in terms of gear, then we're here through with that. There was not much else that we didn't talk about yet. We had, of course, the Dragon Teeth that you already mentioned. And I would like to put in the name Classic Kano here. Think about his passive. Like every time when he stuns somebody, he has 100% crit chance. And with the Dragon Teeth, then he will have 75% critical hit damage on top. Right. So on Classic Kano, this thing is gold, and he doesn't really need the block breaker due to his passive. So it works on him perfectly.
I'm going to be trying that later too. The Classic Kano is another one of my favorite characters, just because he's a cornering machine.
Yeah.
You can get somebody in the corner so easily with him,
and I think the Dragon Teeth are really like a little gift to him. It's like when there's one character I think of, then it's him. Especially because he already has these 100% crit chance after stunning. And then kicking in with the Dragon Teeth, also having that damage boost against opponents with less than 50% health or something.
KC, you're getting some characters. I need to start writing some of this down. I'm going to be diving into the faction wars here later. Trying this out, man.
I'm always happy to inspire. Yeah, and Psych Bomb, what else does it do? Dealing some attack by tag in, which is like the same as the Meats Cleaver. Then you have the chance to apply stun for a few seconds, and you had a chance to cripple when stunning an opponent. So the Psych Bomb has a 20% chance to also apply cripple when stunning an opponent, and that's on Fusion 0. The 20% chance will go up with every fusion. So I can see that on Classic Kano as well. Just because like every time when he stuns, he has the chance to apply that cripple. So that might be worth a try on him, since he doesn't require the block breaker, as we already established. That in combination with the Dragon Teeth, might be cool.
Oh yeah, he's such a fun character anyways, and any buff you can give him is just going to make it even better, so...
Yeah. Okay, then we are through here with that. What has potential if combined right? That would be an interesting part of gear. The main potential we already said, like if you combine the Living Dead armor with Scoundrel Cybernetic Heart, just because the Living Dead armor will not let you die right away, and you always have the chance to load up your energy or your power for that matter, so you actually can reach the X-ray if you just tag out in case you might get knocked out before, just tag out to have it safe. And then you're kind of waiting outside with the X-ray already, so you got that extra hit in there as well.
Have you tried that? Have you tried it with the Living Dead armor, Casey? Does it actually?
Yeah.
So let's say you're below the 30% health for stock fusion, let's say, and you'll get those 3 bars of power, and you tag someone else in, and you tag them in and use your X-ray. Then your character gets killed, and the Living Dead brings him back. Does that Cybernetic Heart start all over? Do you start gaining?
No,
that?
you only get it once. It will
only
only
get it once. Okay.
regenerate your power once. So once that power boost kicks in, you will constantly regenerate up to 3 bars of power. And once you technically got these 3 bars of power, so if you execute a special 2, it will just load one more special 1 for you.
Okay, gotcha. I was wondering because if it with the Living Dead, if it counted as, well, you're back again. So
no. That's just like once per match. I mean, it would be really unfair if not. I mean, imagine 6 bars of power. Wow.
That'd be pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, indeed.
And as far as,
then of course we had the combination with Nomad's Buzzsaw and Shao Kahn's helmet, just so you get the crit chance, and the Buzzsaw can apply the speed then, which kind of works on every character because you would have weapon and armor slot. So no matter who you want to try that on, you are free to experiment there, and I think there will be quite a few amazing combinations, because when you are free to test it out on your entire roster, you will be experimenting for weeks.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to find out here in the coming weeks. Is you're going to see a lot of characters play like you've never seen them, because all these people are going to be trying this gear out on different characters now that the towers are over. They have kind of time to do that, so it's going to be interesting. And honestly, I got to admit, I haven't had a lot of time to try this gear with other gear, so I don't really have a lot to say on this matter. But give me 2 weeks, and I'll probably have more answers or different ideas as who to put it on and what to combine it with.
So now let's get to the final rewards, and we had Black Dragon Kano in the normal tower, and we had Black Dragon Tremor as reward in the Fatal Tower.
Right.
How about your Kano? Was it maxed?
It was finally maxed, yes. Like I said, I should have purchased it a long time ago, but I never did, just because I never used them in that past.
So he wasn't maxed before you started the event?
Right, he was at Fusion level 8, I believe, so after 2 rounds up that tower, I quit refreshing at that point. I just played the normal difficulty, just 3 fights at a time.
So your Kano was Fusion 8, and you finally maxed it out. Did you refresh the normal tower after that still?
Nope, not after that. Nope, I just played normally. The only one I refreshed every time was Fatal until the last couple days after. There was no way I was going to make it even to fight 100. I didn't do that, so I didn't do that. But definitely nice. I was finally able to max him out. He just wasn't that useful in the time in the old store, so I never did buy him. So it's kind of I felt really bad when they made him into a diamond. I was like, oh crap, I should have bought him.
As I already said, like my Kano was maxed out to begin with, so as I already started with that event. And I just refreshed that normal tower for year, hoping that at least some more rare or epic gear would drop in between. But I got, in the very first one, maybe in my 30th fight or something, I got like 1 Psych Bomb, and that's about it for the entire event. There was no other random drop in terms of epic. I think I got a few of the rare ones in between, but the only epic that was just dropping randomly, that was the 1 Psych Bomb at the beginning, and ever since nothing else.
And it had to be the Psych Bomb.
Of course, we had to get bombs.
Something else. I did get my Tremor actually up to Fusion level 8, because I did have 1 copy of them, so I made the 7 trips up that tower, and I was able to get them up to 8, so that was really nice. What I thought was really
very similar here. I had 1 copy as I started, and now he's Fusion 9.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's amazing that there are people making it up 9 trips. That's really impressive. Other than Fatal 100, this would probably be the other easiest way to obtain a diamond right now. If you're willing to go through that grind.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was definitely a grind. I was really exhausted already. Like before the extension of the event came. The moment when the official finishing line, I was like 2 days before. So, oh god, only 2 more days. That will be. It was a nice event, but now it's kind of okay that it's over. And then they was like, now we will extend it for like 2-3 weeks or something, and I was like, oh my god. I mean, of course, I appreciated that just because I could get my Tremor to 2 or 3 more fusions during that time. And I definitely saw that, that's a worthy thing, and it's a good thing that we have the extension just to get that fusion in. But since all the other drops in between have been so horrendous, like for the most part in terms of gear, it was just a chore to play them, like especially then on the timer every 8 hours, setting the alarm clock to wake up in time, to not miss like a single cycle, since we are also refreshing that stuff for so many souls. As I said, like 40,800 souls in the entire event just for refreshes. That was really tough for me, so at the end I was just like done, you know, it's like, oh, not again. Towers are up again, you know, we have to play this thing again, and wow,
the best way I could describe
it just took too long.
The best way I could describe that whole tower was it was exhaustingly fun. You know, it was like, again, with this.
Yeah, but as you said, like, you only focused then on the fatal difficulty, while I was going both towers at all times.
Yeah, and just giving up that refresh on the normal was a little weight off my shoulders. I was like,
I can see that.
I'm not going to be here, 9 more minutes. I can kind of just get through this and then take off if I have to. So.
Yeah, for me, of course, I always saw that also as an opportunity to work off feats of strength, just like tagging in the right characters that I need, if there's a Cassie Cage, I will go with Jason. If there's a Reptile, I go in with Kung Lao. Something like that. So I always kind of to give them the appropriate enemies to knock out the characters with those who need them for feats of strength. Then also using the special attacks required for feats of strength. So Kung Lao will probably just go for his X-ray if possible, while Jason needs the special 2 and X-rays and combo enders. So I really was always trying to play with a strong feats of strength focus.
I tell you, after those feats of strength, I bet you could just hear that special and tell me who exactly it's from, because you're so used to doing.
I mean, I've did so many of those by now. It's insane.
Oh, I can't even imagine it. Like I said, I hope you unlock something, because that
it would be
well
amazing.
deserved.
At least to get like a solid reward once you get to a certain amount of feats of strength done.
Right.
But I don't see it. Actually, honestly, I don't think
I don't
NetherRealm ever thought of somebody even doing it.
Yeah, I think that they're like, nobody's ever going to go through here and max all these out. There's no way. No. You are. I think somebody else is maybe trying to do it, but yeah, it's a grind, man. It's a grind, that's for sure. So
absolutely.
The final rewards I thought were really good. 2 diamonds in the same.
Yeah, then
team,
of course we also had 1 epic.
Right. Yes, that was nice, and it was changing every time you didn't get the same one.
What was it for you? Did you get a strong focus on Buzzsaw or something else?
I would say so. Yeah, I think it was more on the Buzzsaw than it was on the Psych Bomb. Although I did get, I want to say I got Psych Bomb probably 3 times. So.
Bomb and Buzzsaw. I only got 1 Cybernetic Heart and no Smuggler's Luck, so it was always Buzzsaw or Bomb for me.
Right. Yeah. And now you'll have unfortunately have to wait till next year this time to try again. And what scares me is, Casey, is you could do this whole tower all over again and still not get it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Unless they do something about changing the drop rates. And hopefully they will. But and I guess moving into the issues, that's one of them for me, is just that the business model that they're taking on definitely needs to be looked at. By someone. As far as
I mean, it would absolutely be so much more enjoyable if the events were shorter, but therefore the drop rates increased.
They'd have to. Yeah, they'd have to do something, because otherwise nobody would get it. We'd get anything for the most part,
No.
And you'd be stuck there going, what just happened? So, I did have lag issues with with fighting some of the battles. I don't know if you did, or maybe that was just my device.
Not really. I would say let's start with the beginning of the issues, which was number 1. They implemented the towers, and then we had the data connection required up so bad that the server was completely out of service in a way. That they actually kind of had to go into a private little maintenance that we didn't really feel. But the game was down for us anyway, so we wouldn't have even noticed, because it was constantly data connection required anyway.
Yep. And then
that was very annoying, but I was actually surprised how fast they fixed that. So kudos on them. It's like noticing that it doesn't work and then immediately getting to work to make it work. Absolutely great. I appreciated that a lot. So good job on that, NetherRealm. I'm really proud of you in that term. Even though I would have preferred that the event would have just worked. It
would have been nice. That would have been nice. I think it's probably safe to expect those things to happen I'm just glad that they do have a team that jumps on it right away.
Yeah.
When it comes to an event like that, that's good. Like you
Yeah,
said.
and then we also had that thing when we started the Fatal Tower first, and then saw that one refresh will cost us 150 souls.
Oh.
And it was kind of logic to us, like we looked at the normal, that was 50, and then Fatal 150, but the rewards better, and you get Tremor at the end.
That was brutal.
So
I
many
that.
of us actually did that refresh until they then said like, oh no, we were meant to have that for 50 souls as well. That's like a mistake on our side.
But they did make good on that, right? Like I know.
You had to contact the customer support, and they gave you back the souls that you invested in that first 1 or 2 refreshes or something that it was.
Yeah, so that was nice of them to do as well. I don't know. Do you remember the picture of the graph I made for the Black Dragon Tower, and it showed like coins going up the scale? Souls going down the scale, literally dropping down the scale, and then the Black Dragon equipment. The only change I would like to make to that is the Black Dragon red line equipment. The dips actually go down. They don't spike. They recede and go down. But that worried me when I first saw that 150 souls. That really worried me. I was like, oh, this is gonna drain my souls even more than like
absolutely.
Almost unplayable.
I was even doing the math, and it's like, oh, this will be expensive at some point. We will just not be able to refresh that thing if that price stays.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that. I'm glad they changed that.
I mean, like even when I'm running my 1-hour quests all day long, and then the 8-hour quests when sleeping, I make around 800 souls a day. But like even now with the 50 souls refresh, I pay 600 a day. Now imagine it were 150 in Fatal, it's like you would never...
You couldn't catch up.
You would spend more than the souls you get in. Like, unless you would have like a safe bank of 30k souls already, and then just, every day a few will be gone from that, despite constantly having 1-hour quests up, but if you don't have savings or something, oh god.
I'm glad that was a bug. I'm definitely glad that was a bug, because that would have changed the whole scope of everything, my opinion.
Absolutely.
Everything about it.
And then especially given like how these drops turned out to be, in terms of gear, that would have been frustrating as hell. Imagine if people would pay 150 souls for that drop rate. Wow.
I think you'd hear a lot of people quit the game. Yeah, I think a lot of people would have said enough's enough and just put their iPad down.
Absolutely.
For sure. So.
Well, then another thing that I kind of noticed is like that sometimes characters been freezing in towers for other players, especially when they shared that out on Twitter. Like when they had like little videos, my Kombat Cup Johnny Cage suddenly doesn't move anymore, and that attempt is wasted.
Right.
Just because there is a bug with his tag out passive or something like that, and Kombat Cup Johnny was one of those who was kind of affected.
And that happened with this tower, or was that present before this tower dropped?
I think we have the bug up for quite a while, but when it kicks in during that tower fight, that attempt is lost because you have to restart.
Oh, 100%. Right, yeah. I love the list that you're putting together of all the bugs.
Yeah.
I'm
it's like every time when they have an update, I'm going like, okay, new update, new bug list, the drill, It's like,
yep.
WV game support cactus pack, you are tagged, you can see the bugs at any time you want to. It's like, look at the bugs and fix them, It's like, we are doing your job.
I hope they have a bulletin board at their office, and it's Casey's bug list, and they just
obviously not, because like I've been doing that for so long, and just imagine how long we had the invisibility bug of Circle of Shadow Kitana.
Oh yes.
Or that missing Oshtag warrior for the AI of the Dark Lord Kotal Khan. That bug came around from 2.0, and it took all the way up to 2.6. Yeah,
I wonder if it's one of those things where it's careful what you ask for, because if they do go in there and fix it, it may affect something else.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this weird little GIF where you have that bug list, bug number 365, 300, then a list with several, and every time you switch one button, another one pops on. It's like it doesn't matter which one you click, and when you're done clicking on the last one, 2 new ones.
It's endless. It's endless.
Yeah, it's like an endless loop of bug list, you know. It's like
that's great.
once you're done with the last one, bug number 1 is back, you know. It's like wow. and it really feels like that in MK Mobile. I absolutely shit you not. You know, it's really like that. As I saw that thing, I was like, yeah, that's MK Mobile to a T.
They maybe whoever made that was playing him.
Yeah, maybe. Well, then how did you find the extension of the event?
Well, like you, I think at the time it was extended, I was kind of ready for it to be done. I welcomed it though. I was happy to see it because, like you said, I can finally get another fusion of my Tremor. So nothing wrong with that, and possibly get some other gear drops that I might need. But no, it was cool, and I think we're probably going to see that down the road too for other towers. I think it bides them time. Every time they extend something like that, you know they're working on something else. Otherwise they would have.
And as I said, like I was really appreciating that we got the extension in terms of that we are able to fuse Tremor. Because let's face it, I was never a fan since Tremor came out. I was just like very disappointed. Number one, because I don't think that anybody really asked for a new Tremor.
Right.
Since we already had one. We kind of assumed maybe they make Aftershock Tremor a diamond and then he will just be the Black Dragon Tremor, you know. Something down that road. But it was like that one update where they just dropped Tremor and the ability to watch 2 more ads for your daily souls and refresh your fights 2 times more for ads. So Tremor was the only character in that update.
Yeah.
And technically it's just like a redesign. And since he's one of the characters who's on the slower side, against this aggressive AI, his basics attacks are getting interrupted left and right all the time. You know, like he feels like a really, really bad card because of his lower speed. Of course, it's amazing that he is resistant like at match begin, and he can shine in the Black Dragon team. But just like him as the only character released, I was very, very disappointed just by having that Tremor and nothing else, like no extra gear, no really changes, just a few bug fixes maybe, you know, and that's all. So all eyes were on Tremor, and then Tremor is not really living up to expectations of the players at all.
Well, and I wonder if that was another instance where they were trying to work on something and they're like, we need to do something. We need to give something to the players to keep them engaged.
Yeah,
so they just quit.
That's likely, but then seeing like this guy would be in one of those 3% drop rate packs or something. As he came out, I opened 2 packs and I got him. You know, wow. Yeah. So I was able to do my little review video on him. You know, it's like, let's see how we level him up, and then we can do a review on him. I play the Black Dragon team, you know, showcase that a little bit. But to be honest, right after that one fusion, I stopped opening that pack. You know, it's just like I got my Tremor, I have him on Fusion 0, and that will be enough for me. You know, so I just wanted him for the collection. And I never really intended to spend a single soul on that pack anymore because of him, you know, it's like... and now having the opportunity to fuse him up to level 9, or Fusion 9, just with that tower event, that's amazing. Technically, it's not a free copy, you know, because you still are paying 600 souls a day, but... Yeah,
you're doing the grind,
Yeah. It's actually nice to get him without having to buy this pack that you are not forced to.
It is.
At least if it's just about him. I'm really a fan of Cabal now. Especially now with his Brutality gear, you know, Black Dragon Cabal. First I thought that he might just be like a lame copy of the gold version, and I always have been the Netherrealm player anyway, you know, like Netherrealm Cabal. Of course he's better than Black Dragon Cabal. What are you talking about, you know? But now with his Brutality gear and then the thing that he doesn't care if Jade wants to evade or not and stuff like that, you know.
I love that.
Same as here with Nightmare Jason Voorhees. And the entire Assassin team for that matter once Jade is in that team. So now it absolutely makes sense, and my Cabal is Fusion 5. And I can see myself spending some souls on that pack because of Cabal, but not because of Black Dragon Tremor.
You know, going back to what you said where you got that card and then you were done buying those packs, I feel like that is the new mode for a lot of people playing this game, and this is probably another Kombat Talks talk.
Yeah.
But That's the way I've been playing this ever since 2.0. If I get a new character, I'm done. Like I'm gonna play with him, have fun with him, but I just don't expect to get him fused any higher. And so the thrill of him, just getting him is what I'm looking for. Just to add him to my roster so I can keep that complete roster going. Because I don't enjoy that opening packs and not getting them. So I'm not gonna play the part of the game that I don't enjoy, I guess, is what I'm going at. But we can. I mean, that's a whole nother talk and everything. But I thought it was interesting that you also do the same thing in regards to that.
At our point, we have so many cards already maxed in our roster, and now it's so hard to get like a solid fusion for a character that is either coming new or is not maxed out yet, because we constantly have to deal with sellbacks. Like, as I mentioned somewhere already, I spent like 30k souls just to get the final fusion on Strike Force Scorpion. Always got sellbacks, everything else was a sellback, so you're getting super frustrated if you're just trying to open packs where you just only need one card.
So I think
like when everything is maxed and there is only that 3% chance that you get that one card you desire, it's almost impossible. So it's more like a frustration to open packs in the first place, instead of, I have 3,000 souls, let's open some packs and get fusions for something.
So
to new players, that's amazing, you know, you will get whatever thing. If you don't get the diamond, you at least get a fusion for a challenge card or something. But once you reach a certain level in the game, it's very hard. It's very hard.
And circling back to this tower, in regards to what you just said there, the fact that you get a guaranteed diamond is really maybe the shining light of these towers. And I think going forward, I hope to see more of that, because that's going to keep me engaged to play the game, whereas the unknown is not.
Well, I would directly say, let's get into final thoughts. Do you think the Black Dragon Tower will be coming back at some point? Do you maybe think they will add some of the equipment into the Faction War store to buy for Blood Rubies? Because we have quite some of those saved up now. I'm almost at 70k Blood Rubies and my store is maxed. So getting equipment from all the towers, including Tower of Horror, Linkway Tower, Black Dragon Tower, available for Blood Rubies, to finally have something to spend them on again.
That's interesting. I've never even.
Or do you think they will just come up with constantly bringing up new themes? Maybe like next Shirai Ryu, then they probably do like a Circle of Shadow Tower. Whatever it might be, there are possibilities without end.
So I think we will see another round of these towers that we've had. The Tower of Horror, the Linkway Tower, and now the Black Dragon Tower. And I'm sure there's going to be a fourth. I think we're probably going to see another full rotation of those. Because that would probably put it near the fall by the time.
Yeah, so that they make it like for one season of the year.
Yes. Now, interestingly, I highly doubt that they would put this equipment in the Faction War store. I don't think they want to give up this equipment that easy. I think what we're going to see is every once in a while, we'll see a pack drop where you have a certain percentage chance of getting this, and they're just going to hold on to that
either
equipment.
For money or for expensive souls.
Yes, that's how I think it's going to play out. Now with this upcoming update, I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully something happens to the Faction War store. But again, I don't see the tower gear being included in that. I think they're going to hold on to those packs so they can.
I could actually imagine. Remember this pack where they had like the rare gear pieces, like from the equipment pack, where you had to pay like 50 souls for that or something, and got a high percentage just to get rare character-specific gear. I think Shao Kahn's helmet was on the cover or something for 50 souls. I could imagine something like that coming maybe for the equipment from the towers.
Well, whatever it is, I hope it's a better deal than what we're seeing now. And if it does come, I guarantee it's going to be at the same time that the tower's dropping. I think that we're going to see a rotation, like I said earlier, which is fine because it gives everybody another chance to get those epic pieces of equipment maxed out, possibly, or more fusions of it. But who knows? They're always surprising us with things that we don't expect. Characters, gameplay modes. It could be 100% different. It's all who is influencing them from the marketing side, in my opinion. It's where they're going to go where the money is, and who knows? Who knows what's going to come up? But I would like to see more of these towers come out, and I expect them to.
Well, what kind of tower would you love to see next? Like when you would just have the chance to brainstorm and say like whatever would be your biggest desire, like what would make the most sense for your collection in terms of rewards. Like when I'm thinking of the Shirai Ryu tower, all my scorpions are maxed out, you know? So
Yes.
I would really go in for only gear, you know? There maybe if they really bring that random diamond drop, then there would be maybe like one little chance to get a fusion on the diamond that I don't have yet maxed. But
So I would-
as a final reward, it would be kind of pointless unless it's just really for the gear.
So I would really love to see a Shiryu tower. I know a lot of scorpions as well I have maxed out, but that's saying that they don't upgrade one of the scorpions already from gold to diamond, and it gives a completely different character altogether.
But
Now,
even then, they would be Fusion X.
they would be
Regardless
Fusion X,
if they
yes.
like do Injustice Scorpion or Inferno or whoever they would choose,
Right.
there would be no fusion at the end. And I think especially with Scorpions, it's sometimes like the easiest to max them out because we have so many of them, you know.
I wonder, just because he's a staple, you know, he's one of the
Yeah.
icons of the game. I would see him. It's whoever's more marketable, in my opinion. And
At
I
least
know
that he will get a
Scorpions-
Brutality for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, more brutalities. I can just imagine the ones that they would give the Scorpion. It'd be really fun, and I would.
You know
love
what?
to
What kind
actually-
of brutality I would love is just if he throws that spear and it lands in the head and he just pulls it off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It would be a
probably one of
super
his-
simple thing, you know. You would have to just to change the animation a little bit in
Right.
terms of his throwing animation of the spear, and then just pulling off that head, you know, maybe with a nice combo ender. And we already have that stuff with combo enders. For example, if you look at the Scorpion version of Jackie Briggs, you know, the cosplay variation,
Oh yeah.
where she automatically throws that spear in the combo ender animation. So they could actually just use that basic fundament and then just use it like in that term or something, you know.
Yeah, just apply
should be
it
easy to do.
to a Scorpion character. I will say, Casey, one that I would really like to see is an Elder God tower. Now,
Oh yeah.
only if they add another Elder God. I don't know if you watched my last video, but we're lacking in the amount of Elder God characers we have, and
Yeah.
I hope they add
and
Fusion
man,
if
of
they do
course
add
I
Fusion.
watched your last video.
okay.
What are you talking about?
Well, okay, good to know. But I mean, if they were to add Fujin or something like that, I could see them making a tower out of that event because he's a very likable
That
character.
would actually be a quite interesting one, you know, like Elder God Tower and Fujin would be the reward. I could see that, yeah.
Right.
And it would actually
Could
be
be the fatal
interesting
reward,
because it would
and maybe-
also be like a new character, so players will not have him maxed out, so every player will get something out of it, just like they did with Tower of Horror and Black Dragon Cabal back then. You know, he just dropped and
So
he
let's
was
say-
the reward, and every player was like, yay, I can get Cabal.
So let's say Injustice Raiden for the normal difficulty, Battle 200, and then Fujin for the fatal Battle 200 or something similar to that. I think I would like to see something like that. That means they would have to take Injustice 2 out of Faction Wars, but that means that they would have to replace him with someone as well. So I don't
Which
know.
would actually be good,
I'd like to see
because
what-
right now, like, my entire Faction Wars roster is maxed. So if
Oh,
they would
very
actually
nice.
take him out and like put something new in there, you know, maybe even release a new diamond. I don't even think that it has to be a diamond per se. It really can be something like Classic Melina, for example, you know.
Right.
Let them just release a gold card and let's just come up with a variation of Havoc, for example. You know, you don't have to make
Oh,
that
that'd
guy
be
a diamond,
awesome.
but a really good variation of a gold Havoc. And then in Faction War Store as a reward, in Faction Wars as a drop reward, that would actually give many players a lot of boost to play Faction Wars again and play it enthusiastically, because there is something new to get and actually something that players been looking forward to a long time.
It would definitely give more life, bring back life to that.
Yeah.
To that.
And
part
you
of the
could
game,
even
so.
add stuff like Lee May, for example, or something, you know, like characters that haven't been around for ages, especially not in mobile, you know, the 3D era characters. There are so many amazing possibilities, even if it's Ashra or something, you know.
Yeah. Well, just look at all the equipment that we have that references, and this is going to be the next video I'm coming out with is the equipment and who it references that's not in the game. I mean, you have all this powerful equipment Obviously, Shang Tsung Stone, Moloch's Ball and Chain,
Yeah.
Dramon's Mask. There's just the list is endless, but they're not in the game, so they could very well apply a new character and bring them in. And
Yeah, like remember that one thing that I did where I said I would love a gear piece that actually enables you to have power drain on special 1, so that you can make every character you would like to have as a power drainer.
Right.
Saying I want that Quan Chi is my power drainer or something, and you just are able to do that. Especially when you're playing teams with power drainers, you're kind of limited to Kitana, Johnny Cage, Kenshi, the big ones who are always the staple power drainers.
Yeah.
But if you would just have the choice and say like, I'm going with Scorpion, Quan Chi, and let's say Sub-Zero, and Quan Chi is my power drainer.
Oh, that'd be a game changer.
Just having that
awesome.
option, it would be so amazing. And I called it Kira's Blades.
Oh, beautiful.
Just to have another little reference, because I don't think that they ever will make Kira. But then at least give us like a gear piece with reference to her, Kira's Blades, power drain on special 1, and then maybe like when maxed out, like a high immunity to power drain.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, a lot of good ideas. I think hopefully the people working on that game are looking at these ideas and taking them into consideration at the least.
I would love that. Well, then I would say we're through here for today. Like, any closing thoughts, any final thoughts on the event? Anything left that we haven't covered yet?
Gosh, I think we covered a lot. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. I can't think of anything, but really excited to see what's coming up next.
Well,
I know
thinking that we planned to do an episode of 25 to 30 minutes, and we probably have 1.5 hours of footage now. That will be a very, very long Kombat Talks, but for the very first episode of Kombat Talks Blood, it will definitely be an honor for me to edit all this stuff.
No, yeah, you're gonna have a lot to edit, I think. Yep, and I will.
But it was absolutely a blast to have this talk with you.
Oh, likewise.
Oh,
KC.
and by the way, like, if you are listening to this and you really enjoyed me and GTG talking about all this stuff, we got a little surprise for you in store, because we already have another episode already recorded. We are basically just sitting on that thing waiting for that to be released. So some days down the line, to kind of keep it more relevant to the things that are going on in the game right now, we will drop that episode on you as well, as a little bonus to this Black Dragon Tower talk that we've been doing here today. And you guys have been sitting here so patiently for such a long time. So why don't you just sit a little longer,
Yeah, take a listen to it. That was a really fun conversation. We just kind of freestyled and free flow.
And then edited together so it made sense. It's like, of course, this was not scripted or something. It will really be just like a bonus episode.
Right.
But I think you guys will enjoy that one too, because we had a lot of fun doing that. Basically, we did a test run yesterday and just hit record and then been talking casually about the game. And the current state Mortal Kombat Mobile is in right now. So there's a lot of interesting stuff and many funny moments that came up during that time. So look forward to that, and I would say thank you, GTG, for being on here for the very first episode of Kombat Talks Blood. It was an absolute pleasure to have you. Well, I would say then everybody look at the YouTube channel of GTG, subscribe to him on Twitter, and all the other media outlets he might be available on. I will leave links in the description below. I will just pick his brain about what kind of addresses he is willing to share with us, and then I will drop them all in the description below, as I said, and you can choose on what platform you want to follow him. And then I would say the final words are yours.
Oh, thank you, KC. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. Went really long, which we have some really good points we talk about, which is what this is all about. Keep doing what you're doing. I love it. I'm going to try to help you as much as I can. And thank you, everybody, for watching, or I guess listening. I got to get used to saying that. But listening to this, and hopefully you really like it. If you do, subscribe to KC. A lot of good content, a lot of good information coming out from him. And yeah, just had a blast. Can't wait to do it again.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a good one, and goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in once again, and as usual, I will be back with the next video very soon. Until then, you can choose one of the 2 videos that are up here right now. Please like, comment and subscribe. And also don't forget to click the bell notification icon so you will be informed every time when I upload a new video. Take care, Casey over and out for today.